Hi you guys, welcome back to Aria Budgets. My name is Aria, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much as always for your support. And if you are new, if this is your first time here, hello. In this channel we talk all things budgeting. I am showcasing my journey to becoming debt free and how I budget paycheck to paycheck. In today's video we are going to be setting up my budget for the month of July, so please don't go anywhere. And if you haven't done your budget just yet, please grab a coffee, grab your piece of paper and a pen, and let's get started. Okay you guys, so we're going to start by writing down all of our bills in the calendar overview. I am a paycheck budgeter, so I budget every paycheck and I pay certain bills. I distribute my bills based on what paycheck it falls on. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to separate the dates. I'm going to write down when I get paid, and from there we'll continue on. My first paycheck in July was my last paycheck for the month of June, which I haven't done anything with. Okay, so it is here, payday, and my next payday it's on the 14th. I am going to highlight the dates until I get paid from this again. And any bills that fall on these dates will be covered with this paycheck. I have a full-time job, I have a day job, and I also do Uber Eats. So I separate my bills. I pay certain bills with my day job and other bills with my Uber Eats. So I am going to set that up first. I'm going to start with the bills that I pay with my day job. I'm going to display them in blue. Alrighty, so first things first, let's write down. The first bill I have, it's on the 1st, which is my mortgage. Then I don't have anything else until the 6th. On the 6th, I have my phone. I also have my car loan, and I have my Best Buy credit card. Then I don't have another bill until the 13th, which is a city card. Now there are other bills that I do within these 2 weeks that I'll be covering with my Uber Eats, and that it's only one credit card bill, which is my Discover card, and that will be done for the first 2 weeks. Okay, now moving on to the second paycheck for the month of July. We'll cover all of the bills that I do on these weeks until I get paid again. And that is how I make my paycheck work for me. This is what works for me. I still consider myself a zero-based budgeter, in the sense that I still tell my money where to go. Everything has a designated purpose. This is when I get paid again. But that paycheck, even though it's on July, will go to cover the bills for the first 2 weeks of the following month. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to write it still here, but I won't do anything with this paycheck. I'm going to ignore it because this is going to be the paycheck that covers for all of the bills here. As I was saying, I still consider myself to be a zero-based budget because I still tell my money where to go. Everything has a designated use, everything has a purpose, and so I still consider this to be zero-based budget. So the next one, it's on the 16th. I have a bill there. On the 20th, I have one bill, and on the 21st, another bill. The second part of my paycheck is a heavy one on credit card bills and things like that. The first one too, in the sense that my highest bill, which is my mortgage, is due. Everything else is kind of small, but it does take a big chunk on that. I have a bill that is due on the 30th, but I'm just gonna put it here. On the 16th, I have my Verizon bill, which is my internet. Then on the 20th, I have a credit card, Chase credit card, and on the 21st, I also have my other city card, 5410. On the 24th, I have my car insurance. On the 25th, I have Netflix. This is an account that I share with my sister. She pays for it, and I just Zelle her my portion of the bill. And then my PSE&G bill. This is my gas and electric. Okay, so that will cover all of the bills for my day job paycheck. Now moving on to my budget for Uber Eats, which is my side hustle. I get paid for this every Tuesday, sorry. On the 16th, I have a credit card that is due. On the 18th, I have my Capital One card that is due. And on the 20th, I have my personal loan that it's also due. When I first started budgeting, I tried to do the zero-based budget on a monthly basis. It was very difficult. I found it to be challenging for me. So that's why I decided to do it this way. This is how I used to do it before I started budgeting. I will cover the bills that were here and I changed my due dates for my credit cards. In case you didn't know you could do that, well, you can. I called them up and I tried to divide them based on how I thought it was more convenient to me. And so that's why they are kind of scattered. Here I have my credit cards, while here all of my focus is on my mortgage. The actual due date is the 3rd, but to me the 1st, the money must be in the bank, so that's why it's here. The other ones are based on the due date. So yeah, so this is it for the calendar view. Now let's move on to the numbers. Okay, so this is my monthly budget. Now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty and get into the numbers. I'm here on the first category. I have my 4 walls. This is following the Dave Ramsey method, where the 4 walls cover your housing, groceries, electric, and transportation. I do work from home and I'm a single parent, so I do need to have my phone. So my phone is part of my 4 walls, the same as the internet, because that's what I need to work. So these things are my 4 walls. This is what I have to focus on the most. So I'm going to start writing the budget for these things. These are things that don't change, that I budget for the same numbers every month. Then down here, it's where I will cover my debt and any sinking funds. As of today, I don't have any, but I am planning on adding this to my budget and including this because last month I had an issue with my car. It broke and I had to use my credit card. If I had that small little fund, I would have been able to just cover from there. I did use some money that I had on the side, but I wasn't able to add extra money to my debt. So the payment for the art maintenance was counted as my payment for the month of that credit card. So the balance didn't really decrease, instead it increased. All of my bills, will lay them here, anything of my subscriptions and my total for the debt and all of them. I hope you guys like my little colors. I felt a little creative and inspired, and so yeah, I started to do my own. Okay, so for my bills, I have my mortgage. I cannot talk and write at the same time, so I'll try my very best. This is what we are budgeting for, and this is the actual payment that was made. Some of these bills stay the same, others can fluctuate a little bit, but this is the amount that I allocate or that I plan on using towards that bill. I know majority of you guys already budget and know how this works, but in case that is someone that is their first time coming across a budgeting video, they are trying to understand why I am rewriting the same thing. Groceries. You see, I cannot speak and act at the same time. Car insurance, I budget for $134 for my gas. Budget $280 because I do Uber Eats, so I do need to have gas at all times. And this is split between Uber and my day job. Okay, then for the internet, we are budgeting for $61. For my phone bill, my phone bill, you guys. My phone broke as I was working this week. It fell and it cracked the screen. It's lagging a little bit and it's flashing. It's really bad. I do have an old phone. I got my phone in 2018, so I was definitely due for an upgrade, but I'm going to try to hold on to it as much as I can until it no longer works before I decide to buy a new phone. And so that is another reason why I believe sinking funds are important, because if I did have something for emergencies, even though maybe I could use my emergency fund, maybe should I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd rather just do it monthly. I am checking and waiting for any sales that they may have, but at this time they wanted a trade-in, and because my phone is broken, I don't really get anything, so I'm gonna try to hold on to it as much as I can. Moving on to subscriptions, I have Netflix that I just said I share with my sister. that is $10. Let's move on to my debt. So I'm gonna list this in by due date. Okay, so my first due card is my Best Buy card, and I am using the debt snowball method, which means I pay the minimum in all of my cards or all my debt except for the smallest. On the smallest one, I pay the minimum plus anything else that I can throw into that debt. So my smallest payment, or my minimum payment for my Best Buy card, is $29. Some of these, it's not the minimum. I am adding a little bit more. I'll be sharing soon an updated version of my debt, how we are doing with my debt, since some of my debt has increased and others have decreased. My Best Buy card, it's almost paid off. I am so happy for that. Okay, so Capital One is $181, my other $340, Discover $261, then I have my car loan $204, then I have my personal loan, which is $558. I also have another loan that I am not paying anything towards now, but we'll get to that later, so I'm gonna leave it out for now. If we add all of this up, total is $1,862. I'm gonna put it here for debt, $1,862. Oof, that is hurting in my soul. This is almost as much as my mortgage. This is insane. I could have had another property. Oh, my heart, I'm getting palpitations just looking at that number. Look at that. This is why we shouldn't get into debt. But we live and we learn. Moving on, we are now looking back. We are looking into the future. Now, moving along to sinking funds. I am going to start doing this now. I didn't have many categories here, and one of the things I'm going to do is groceries. And that is because I do some bulk buying, and it's time. I buy my meat and rice and things like that in bulk at BJ's every quarter or so, and now it's almost due and I don't have any funds. I'm gonna have to kind of do something, make adjustments to make that purchase. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to start setting up aside some money, so next time I go, I have some money there. How about that? For household, I want to save to the side $40. Then we have toiletries, $20. Then for medical, I also want to add some funds for eating out. And this is not something that perhaps you need to include, but it's something that I want to add because I believe it's important in the process of paying off debt that we need to treat ourselves. Because I believe the fact that I couldn't do anything other than just pay everything, I was working for someone else, it felt exhausting. It was too much and I felt discouraged. So even if it's just a little bit, I am setting some funds aside. This month will be $20. Now for my cart maintenance, which is another thing that kind of sparked this whole sinking fund section here, was the cart maintenance. As I said, I spent quite a lot last month for $100 and something, so I had to use that on the credit card. Even though I didn't make the payment on the credit card, the whole $400 and something, but that meant that the credit card didn't decrease. I didn't add anything to lower the balance on that credit card. So I want to save at least $70. So if we go ahead and add everything up, I didn't do it beforehand, so I'm going to do it now. What I have you here, and that is for sinking funds here, $190. For savings, right now I don't have any plans for savings. I see this as my savings for the time being. This is part of savings because that means I don't have to take money out from any other category to cover any of these things that can come along the way. So I'm going to add everything up. $5,012. So this is our budget is looking like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't, and I hope you all stay tuned to see how the numbers come about by the end, whether we were over, were we short, were we able to add anything extra to my debt. Well, stay tuned and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.